All right, let's talk about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Listen, it was not their cleanest offensive day. Their defense is awesome. We know their defense is awesome. But offensively, there was some ups and there was some downs. In fact, we can start off the play you see on the screen. This is a down play. On paper, it's actually a pretty simple concept. It's going to be zone coverage that the Jaguars are in. You see the route that Lamar is going to look towards on this play. It's Nelson Aguilar's route. Okay, well, let's see how it works. Lamar is going to take the snap. He runs a play action, goes towards the outside. There's a window to make this throw right now. There is. And to be honest, for Lamar, he kind of has to make this throw now or not make this throw. You either have to run right now or make the throw right now. I don't have an issue with him throwing it at this instance, but watch the safety who is, currently also in the yellow circle further deep, just, a little bit behind Aguilar. Watch him step in front of the route because he had enough time to do so. And again, this is the slowed down version because I'm using this specific broadcast angle. So obviously Lamar has to make his decision a lot quicker than we do watching it. That being said, that was the issue there. That resulted in that turnover when they were just on the outside of field goal range. Obviously would have loved to not turn the ball over there. That's my opinion, at least, on that one. But there were some really just fun plays with Lamar in this game. Like, for example, something like this, it's going to be a 3rd down and 10 situation. So that's where we're at. This is just a crazy play. So watch what happens. First, you're going to see, right at the bat, offensive line does a pretty good job. Lamar starts to scramble out, but kind of realizes pretty quickly where he was scrambling. There's not a lot of room. Again, for Jacksonville, it's the dilemma you get put in playing Lamar Jackson of when you're trying to pass rush on a 3rd and 10. Usually you're saying, hey, great, I can just, put my head down, try to rush the passer. I don't have to worry about anything else. Against Lamar, it's almost like you're in run defense in these scenarios. You're still paying attention to him. So for Lamar, he'd love to scramble outside the pocket there, but isn't sure if that's really what he should do. So instead, watch him scramble elsewhere, and he is going to get outside the numbers at this point. We are about 8 seconds into the play. Again, typically you get 2.5 seconds to make a throw. You're going to see Lamar find an open receiver. That's Rashad Bateman on that play because, that's one of the things, right, is you can say what you want about the, Ravens receiving core, which has been much better this season, but especially in years past, could say what you want about them. But at the same time, part of the benefit of Lamar is he can make some receivers that aren't great look great because you have more time to get open. Also on this play though, Bateman got wide open as well, so that certainly helps as well. So good stuff there by Lamar. Also, something like this, where what's going to happen is this is now a 2nd down and 5 situation at their own 30. Watch as Lamar is going to take the snap and, again, quickly realizes, doesn't love what he sees, but he can step back into pocket. It's kind of an interesting thing with him because, again, you have to be so focused on contain if you are playing the Ravens that you don't just get towards the edge like that. He has room to step back, so that's simply what he does and can, again, get more time. So Lamar is basically just always going to get better protection. Even if the offensive line is blocking well, he's still going to get even added extra, time just due to the threat of his running game, even if he's not actually doing that much on this specific play. Auto then watch him step in front of the pass rushers there, but also keeps moving, knows that if you just stay there, you're eventually going to get clobbered. Looks like he wants to run, but he can't, right? There's a Jacksonville player right in front of him. So, okay, is what is, let's just throw the football away, right? Well, of course not. Watch him sidestep him, and still doesn't really take a big hit as well. Does take a hit, but not a huge hit, is able to pick up the 1st down. I mean, those are just the plays that wow you if you are, in just a person, I guess. He can make these unbelievable plays. Also, something like this, what's going to happen is this is a great play on top of it. Because, again, talking about the running ability a lot, and we're going to talk about that as well. Because, it's amazing. What he does with his legs is amazing. It should be talked about. But also how he can do things like this. You have Odell with a one-on-one matchup on the outside. Okay. Typically, that's where you're going to want to go. If you got Odell one-on-one on the outside, you want to look there. Is worth mentioning there is a play action on this play. But all right, let's see what happens. Lamar is going to take the snap. He runs the play action. He steps up in the pocket and looks downfield. And look at how he's making this throw. It's really a jump pass type situation. And, again, kind of had to with the pressure coming from behind him. He doesn't know exactly where it is, so wants to make sure he keeps moving, doesn't get, hit as he's thrown and lose the football or anything like that. But watch him off balance make a really good throw. It was not caught, so that is worth mentioning. And again, if it was a little higher, maybe it would have been caught, but I don't know. Odell had a chance at that one. Usually that's a catch that Odell makes, and usually that's a good play. Just didn't quite happen on this one, which, I think you'll live with if you're a Ravens fan, just because what he can do, the fact that they can do this is what's exciting, in my opinion. Also heading over to a play like this. So the way this is going to work is it's going to be a zone coverage play. It's actually looks like cover 6. But anyway, zone coverage. But right now, let's not even really pay attention to that. That edge rusher for Jacksonville, he's going to be the key guy to note here. Because watch what he's going to do. Notice how right off the bat, he is going to generate a pretty quick pressure towards the inside for Lamar. Lamar is in trouble, and this isn't even one of those pressures where you can kind of easily get around, right? I mean, this feels like a sack. Like any other quarterback, you're looking at this like, oh, okay, it's a sack. It is what it is. All right, let's live to see another play. Well, it's not any other quarterback. It's Lamar Jackson. Let's see what he does. Watch him just casually somehow get around that. He is going to not even really move that far down the screen, fires down the field to what can only be described as an insane decision by Lamar to make right here. Isaiah Likely is down the field, but there are several Jaguars players in the area, and I have to say, few players take the chances that Lamar will take sometimes. He's definitely not afraid to put the ball in an area where his receiver can try and make a play. This is something that he does, and again, I legitimately don't think any other quarterback is even attempting this throw. But watch Likely reward him, says, thank you for giving me a chance, and he is able to somehow grab onto that one. I mean, that's the value of Lamar Jackson, right? Right there, that is the value of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson took a surefire sack. Any other quarterback is getting sacked on that play and somehow turned that into not just a positive play, but a really positive play. I mean, they went from having the ball at their own 30, would have been like, 3rd and 13, have to try and make sure you get back in field goal range to make something happen, to all of a sudden at the 5-yard line, they scored a touchdown instead and, were able to kind of run away with it from that point forward. So, as a whole, just a good win for the Ravens. Their defense looked awesome, and we keep talking about the Ravens in terms of their schedule. They play the Niners and the Dolphins the next 2 weeks. If they drop both of those games, the Chiefs have a very favorable schedule. It's very plausible that dropping both of those games would knock them out of the 1 seed. So, quite frankly, this was really a must-win game to get the 1 seed, because going 1-1 against the Niners and Dolphins still isn't a guarantee, even with a great team like the Ravens, who will probably be, slight underdogs against the Niners and probably favored against Miami. But if they had to try and find a way to win both of those games, you could almost kiss the 1 seed goodbye. Not entirely, it would still be possible, but it would almost feel like Kansas City would have the, be in the driver's seat at that point. Well, now you have a great chance to win. And again, while the defense deserves a ton of credit, and I made a video on their defense already this season, I think that we definitely have to give credit to Lamar for what he's bringing to the table. And while this wasn't, they've had games where the receivers have really stepped up. I wouldn't say this was one of those games, although the receivers still had their moments. I would say, though, that Lamar did a lot of really nice things to kind of make up for that. And again, he's carried a lot worse receiving cores than this one. I think this receiving core is actually solid. So, even if it wasn't outstanding today, part of that is just the Jaguars cover well. So, yeah, long-winded point to say Lamar good. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.